Okay, so the editing workflow. We're just going to look really quickly at what is essentially the editing process. The first thing is data collection. You have to actually get the data. There are a bunch of files that were filmed and are somewhere on a hard drive. Ideally, hopefully, somebody knew what they were doing and they organized them and kept them safe. And we're going to talk about what you should do in those situations eventually. So you're going to pick up a hard drive. You're going to have a hard drive mailed to you. You're going to download a bunch of files from the internet. You're going to acquire all of the assets that you're going to need that were recorded for this video in order to edit it together. You're going to then ensure that you understand the way that the data was organized, potentially even reorganize just a little bit yourself. There's a lot of specific best practices to make sure that you don't accidentally delete something, accidentally corrupt something, accidentally erase something from existence. The problem with film is that it costs a lot of money to produce. And once it's produced, all you have is a bunch of little digital assets. And if those are deleted, tons of money is down the drain because you have to redo it all over again. So data is extremely fragile and extremely important to keep safe. So you're going to know all the ways to keep data safe, and you're going to make that data as easy to navigate for yourself as possible. So we have the data, we understand where it looks like, we understand how to keep it safe, and we've backed it up properly. Now we're going to set up a project file. There are certain ways to set up a project, to name the project, to keep it organized, to keep it understandable, especially if you're working on a team with multiple editors or multiple post-production people. You're going to need to be very specific about how you name things and how you organize them so that the whole team can understand the work that you've already done. So the project is set up, ready to go. Now you've got to import your footage. Now you can see those files in the same folder organization that they are in your computer. Now we need to organize them. Again, I know there's a lot of organization as an editor, okay? We talked about this before. When stuff is filmed, it's often not filmed in order chronologically. And so the best way to keep your data safe is to keep track of it by days, by when it was filmed. So the best way to organize raw footage in the hard drive is by day it was filmed. But that's not going to be super helpful to us as an editor. So once we've imported it, we want to start organizing it by scene, by the script, by the chronological order that it's supposed to happen in the video. So we're actually going to reorganize a lot of it. This is part of the assistant editor's job. The assistant editor does a lot of things. They import the footage. They synchronize multicam clips together. They synchronize audio and video. They add descriptions to every clip. They organize by scene or chronologically. They add markers to every pass. They label every take. They add markers to every pass. Essentially, what you're trying to do in this organization phase is make all of the footage as easy as possible to navigate and to understand, so that as an editor, if you want a new take of something, or if you want a new option for something, or if you want to see all of the options that you have, they're all at your fingertips literally within a matter of seconds. You don't have to sort through the footage forever to try to find new takes because you did all of that at the beginning. This is one of the biggest speed hacks. I'm going to try to give you some cute, nice speed hacks later that are helpful, but to be quite honest, my dedication to organization before I start editing is one of the biggest reasons why everyone I've ever known who's worked with me has complimented me on my editing speed. People consistently seem to be impressed by how quickly I'm able to put an edit together. Sometimes they'll be sitting there and I'll completely rearrange a scene within a matter of minutes, and the reason is because I can, within just a couple of seconds, find new options for any line in the entire script because I sludged through sometimes 50 or 60 hours of footage and organized all of it so that it was easy to find. It is so boring. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is very boring to go through all of the footage in that way, but it's critical to being an impressive editor. Finally, when everything is organized and synchronized and labeled and marked and logged, now we can put an assembly cut together. The assembly cut is trash. Nobody likes their assembly cut the first time that they do it, but you have to put it together sometime. This is the editor's equivalent of the empty page. We have all of this footage ready to go, and there's a blank timeline, and we got to just stick stuff in the timeline. Most of the time when I make an assembly cut, it's 2, 3, sometimes even 5 or 6 times longer than what I hope for my end runtime to be. It's always super long. It is always super slow. The pacing is always extremely boring and dull. What you're just trying to do is take all the best takes that you can find and put something together. You're just trying to make it happen. You're just trying to get something in the timeline, right? After the assembly is done, that's when it starts getting fun. Now we're going to iterate over and over and over again. We're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it again. And every time that we redo our timeline, it's going to get faster. It's going to get more interesting. The pacing is going to feel better. We're going to get better and better and better takes. We're going to figure out what this scene, what this commercial, what this video is supposed to be. So you'll have some rough cuts, you'll have some fine cuts, and you'll also have some feedback sessions with your director, with your client. Once you and the director and any and all clients feel really, really, really confident about this edit, that this is the edit, that this is the video, that the video, in a sense, is completely done, you lock it. Now, it's not done. There's a lot more to do. We have to add a bunch of extras. Now the colorist will color all the shots. The sound person will mix and balance the sound and probably add sound effects. The special effects people can come in and fix up the green screens and add new assets. Illustrators and graphic artists can come in and design their assets around the shots. And motion graphics can then make those illustrations move. Or if you're an editor, you'll be doing all of that. Good luck. All of that comes together, and now we have a video that's complete. Theoretically, unless you have to redo a bunch of stuff because it's not working. And that's where you iterate again and keep changing things until it's right. You keep changing things until it's right. And eventually you can export. Export is the computing process that the software has to go through to take everything that you just made and turn it into one readable video file, puts it all together. And then you deliver it to your director or to your client and get paid, ideally.